Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Freddie P. Welcome to another edition of Flip Scents, the fragrance lover's place of scents. I'm super excited to be before you guys. I always say it every single time because I am another opportunity to break bread with you all and just celebrate fragrances, which is what we come here to do. If you're coming to my channel, that's what I do. That's what I love to do, which is just to review fragrances that I come across or I own already. And in this particular video, I just want to go over a particular topic that of my beginnings of how I got started in fragrances. Really quick story. So fragrances is something that it's always been a hobby of mine going back to my childhood. But, you know, I want to say back in 2022 or so, my wife had gifted me a sampler set. You know, sampler sets from Sephora. They give you decants of about 8 to 10 different fragrances that you want to possibly try out, especially if you have a partner or someone that you're looking to gift a particular fragrance to, but you're up in the air on what they may like. This is great. And it was great for me. You know, the fragrances that really stood out from the sampler set that I recall specifically, and I might have mentioned this in times past, but here we are again. But the three fragrances that really stood out for me personally was Tom Ford's Ombre Leather, Paco Rabanne's Phantom EDT, and then last but not least, we have Jazz Club, and by Replica, and those three fragrances stood out, like, and I was just like reviewing them all over and over. And there was like other fragrances in there that also, one of the ones that comes to mind is Old Faithful for me personally, is Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gio, and it was the EDT as well. That's just Old Faithful. I've always known that to be a clean, fresh scent, but nevertheless, that was around October. It was around my birthday, so it was October of 2022 is when she gifted me that. And that just kind of just opened my palette up to new types of fragrances and scents and just different notes that would tickle my fancy, if you will. And so I went on like went down a huge rabbit hole, and looking at different fragrances. And again, the three fragrances that stood out at that time was Phantom, Ombre Leather, and then Jazz Club. And so, and one of the really cool things about the sampler set from Sephora, this is not like a shameless plug or anything, I'm just my experience. But with that sampler set, whatever particular fragrance from that particular set of fragrances within the sampler set, you can actually take, there's like a voucher of some sort that you can take, and you can get a 50 ml. Now, this was back in 2022, I think maybe beginning of 2023. I don't know if that still stands. I'm assuming it still stands. I haven't gotten a sampler set since. But nevertheless, at that time, you could take that particular, it was like a voucher within the sampler set, and take that to Sephora, give that to them and let them know what from that sampler set you would want a 50 ml of. And at the time, which I still have it today, is I had to get Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. I mean, it was, now this is the EDP. Beautiful leather fragrance. And to my nose, I get raspberry as well. It's such a powerful masculine scent that it will fill a room depending on where you land. This would be a scent. I would just be careful on the sprays. But if you've known me for any length of time and or watch any of my other videos, you know that I'm an oversprayer. So this particular scent here, quick story with this scent. I layered this, actually, really quick. I don't want to jump all around. I want to go into the scents that I want to actually really talk about, to really go over my beginnings and how I got started along my journey. And this particular fragrance from the Sephora sampler set is what kind of spearheaded this. So I wanted to get a few fragrances that at that time were on the quote unquote bucket list. And this is, again, excuse my ignorance. There might have been some other fragrances that you all may have chosen to start your journey. And there's so many different top 10, top 5 lists and things of that nature. I'm just giving you Freddie P's beginnings. That's all I'm giving you. So, but thinking of and keeping in mind of Tom Ford's Ombre Leather, there were 2 fragrances. There were a total of 5 fragrances that I had gotten at the beginning of 2023. I want to say it was like January, February of 23. 2 fragrances that I had to get that was like inspired by fragrances. And this was, first one is Afnan's Rare Carbon. Afnan's Rare Carbon. And as you all will see, I put a nice sized dent into this fragrance. I was so excited about this because I wanted to save the juice from this. And so I used this for special occasions. And this one was a daily driver. But this one is I would say a fruitier, inspired by of Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. At least to my nose. I mean, I still get the leather in here, but it's a fruitier take. It by no means, by me saying fruitier, does that mean that it is more feminine leaning. I would be surprised to smell this on a woman. This specific fragrance is what I'm talking about. Now, I would be shocked to smell a woman with this particular fragrance on. Now, that's not to say that a woman can't rock, masculine fragrance. Hey, to each his own. You do you live your life, right? But I would just be shocked. But this being fruitier take, I just feel like it pulls back on the power. Doesn't, for me, it doesn't project as much as Ombre Leather, as you could tell. Or I should say, for those who've put their nose on this particular fragrance versus the quote unquote OG, which is what this is inspired by, I don't get the same amount of projection with the Rare Carbon. Still a great fragrance, still a great daily driver, especially if you have the mindset of, similar to myself, of trying to save some coins on the original juice. So that's kind of where I land with Rare Carbon. For me, as far as like the performance on this, I want to say 5 to 6 hours, which is really good. And if you're just daily driving. Now, also, guys and gals, for me, I mean, hey, listen, once I started my journey on with fragrances and this whole hobby altogether, I purchased some decants from Amazon, so that way I can actually, spray throughout the day, if you will. Empty decant, spray this into the decant and keep it in my pocket. I don't want to say that isn't necessarily a nugget or anything. Some people may say that's, you're wasting your money. Why would you buy a fragrance to then just continue to reapply throughout the day? Again, to each his own. For me, I like to smell the fragrance that I'm wearing, especially the scent of the day per se. I like to smell the fragrance throughout the day, especially certain fragrances, the first, punch of the fragrance through reapplying. But to each his own, but for me, if I don't reapply, I'm getting still around 5 to 6 hours. And this will stick around on clothes. I would say that this would stick around on clothes at least to the next day. So that's Rare Carbon. The other fragrance that I wanted to buy, again, inspired by Tom Ford's Ombre Leather, is Maison Alhambra's Amber and Leather. amber and leather. This one, immediately, it's loud. It's loud. It's extremely loud. I don't want to say it necessarily projects, but your scent bubble is going to be overpowering. It doesn't last anywhere as long as rare carbon. And it certainly doesn't last anywhere long as ombre leather. Ombre leather, and I'm getting anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. Certainly on clothes for multiple days. Again, this is an EDP. If you get Parfum, more concentrated of the oil concentration, it may last longer, but I have EDP and it lasts an extremely long time. This one doesn't last as long for me personally. I got, I want to say 3 to 4 hours of performance, if you want to say. Projection, again, is not as intense, if you will, as rare carbon. This one is like a drier take, less fruits. I'm not going to go into the notes. I don't want to have this video to be all extra lengthy, but this one is a drier take. I didn't use this as much, and I don't know why. I need to revisit this because once I got rare carbon, this came all in the same package, by the way, when I purchased these, purchased this haul, if you will, at the same time. And when I got both of these, I just leaned toward the rare carbon. I just thought it was better quality, and it lasted on my skin longer. And to be frank, it's a bit redundant, but it was so cheap at the time. I think I got this. It was less than 20 bucks when I got this particular fragrance in comparison to this, which at the time, back in 23, when I got this was, I want to say closer to like 30, 35, somewhere around there. So 15 bucks, I was like, well, I mean, I'll not interchange these, but I'll, use these at separate times. But these could both be daily drivers. And it just so happened that this bad boy is what I lean toward, which is rare carbon. So those are the leather-based fragrances that I had gotten. So the other fragrance, there's 3 other fragrances here, and I want to try to keep this. I'm at 12 minutes. I want to try to keep this under 20 minutes. We'll see. Is going to be Armaf's Club de Nuit Intense. Now this is the pure Parfum concentration. Nice matte, I don't want to say matte black, but it's a nice black reflective bottle. This one is going to be, as you all may know, to many to be a GOAT fragrance in and of itself, which is Creed's Aventus. Creed Aventus, beautiful pineapple base fragrance. This bad boy, guys, so what I did, quick story here, again, pineapple, birch, not so much on the oak moss, which you will find heavily within Afnan's Not Only Intense, Afnan's Supremacy Not Only Intense, which is another Creed Aventus inspired by fragrance. That one's heavy on the oak moss, so it's more of an earthy smell. This one is heavy on the lemon, pineapple, bergamot, and then the birch as well. It's just a beautiful fragrance. Between the two, I have both as far as the Afnan Supremacy fragrance and then Club de Nuit Intense. I tend to lean toward this. This one just, both of them are really good. Both of them are masculine. This one just, it lasts forever. I just love this one really put it over the top of me loving the note of pineapple. Though at this point of the game, right, we're going 3 years into my fragrance journey. I'm starting to look at other fragrance notes, i.e. non-pineapple notes, because when I smelled this, I wanted to get all things pineapple, which depending on how this video lands with you all, I want to continue on, I want to start maybe a series. I want to see how you guys will land with the idea of me doing a series of, this is my first haul, if you will, to start my journey. And I was thinking like maybe I'll just do a new video each week of showing the different fragrances that kind of starting from 2023 to now, and just how my kind of palette changed, the changes in the notes that I would look at based off of the particular haul, things of that nature. So let me know in the comments how you guys would think. Would that be interesting for you guys to see my journey, or not? Maybe it's just not as interesting. But for me, I thought it would be pretty cool to see, you know, how did Freddie P's, or how did Fred's, you know, nose change, and his palette, his interests change over the course of the years that I've been doing this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. But quick story here, and then I'll move on. So I went out with some buddies to I think we went to like a bar and grill type of thing for a buddy's concert. And this was in downtown Baltimore, just random fact. And I layered Club de Nuit Intense Pure Parfum with Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. Guys, specifically guys, gentlemen, this combo hit, this layering combo hit, fire, just fire. I got so many different compliments from both men and women. Wanted to know where did I get the fragrances? What are the names of fragrances? Things of that nature. Just a great combination of that leather and pineapple. Beautiful. I mean, and your scent bubble is crazy. I mean, these were both like nuclear from like both performance, projection, things of that nature. So you can imagine you just filling up a room of pineapple and leather. Beautiful combination. So highly recommend this. Again, this is Club de Nuit Intense, man, Pure Parfum. On to the next. Let's go with the next one. So this one is Afnan's 9 p.m. I don't want to call it the OG, but it's the original 9 p.m. There's so many different flankers of this 9 p.m. But this is the original. This one is inspired by a fragrance of Jean Paul Gaultier's EDT. I think it's their original EDT. This one is definitely a bubblegummy, sweet. I don't want to say airy. It's a pungent fragrance. It's an extremely the actual oil concentration on this seems to be way more intense than others that I certainly can attest from this list. It just sticks on. The performance on this sticks on for quite some time. Compliments on this, you're gonna get compliments on this. I remember wearing this to work one day, and you just get like the random compliments, like, what do you have on? So especially for me, I'm married, so it's I feel like I get a different approach from women. Sometimes it's more intense than others, but this one, the young lady that I work with wanted to know what I had on, and listen, hey, the juice speaks for itself. I wore this a bunch. I layered it with a bunch of different fragrances, and also in the comments. I want another video idea I was thinking about is about doing a video on just layering, different types of layers that I've come up with. I have so many. I mean, there's more days than not that I'm layering fragrances than just wearing one particular one. And I found that, and I don't wear fragrances for compliments at all. A lot of them are involuntary, but I found that when I layer fragrances, I get more compliments for whatever reason. And I think it's because of the idea that people just don't know what you have on. It kind of smells like this, but it kind of smells like that. You're kind of confusing people. So it sparks more conversation. So, but this one is really, really good. Highly recommend, especially if you're starting out. This one you can find at rack stores now, which is like mind blowing, because I had this one at the time of me purchasing this back in 23. This was exclusively online. So the fact that you can get this at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Burlington, Ross, those types of stores that you can find this. Particularly at more recently, I believe I found this at Burlington. So definitely a place to check out. Worth it. Definitely bang for your buck. You can get this for sub $30, and you're gonna get a performance. I would probably put this into the 6 to 8 hour range. It lasts a pretty long time. It becomes a skin scent right around that 6 hour mark, but it lingers. It lingers, and it's going to stick around on clothes as well. This one is a powerful scent for sure. And then the last but not least, from the original haul, if you will, is going to be Lattafa's Oud For Glory. Oud For Glory, which this one is going to be inspired by fragrance of Initio's Oud For Greatness. And just as a name hints, it's going to have oud in here. And I don't know. Let me know how y'all think about oud. I'm still processing. Now, I want to be clear. Like, this fragrance, like, oud is such a specific smell. And it's hard for me to explain, but if you smell oud, you would know it. I don't want to say it's like an earthy, dirty smell. I don't even know how to really properly describe it to you all at this moment. But this is a nice smell where I don't pick up a whole lot of oud. I do pick up on heavy saffron and nutmeg in this fragrance, which is actually at the top note on this. I do pick that up, and it's airy, right? It's not something that's going to be like overly in your face, but you're going to smell it throughout the day. It kind of reminds me of the airiness of BR 540, if you're familiar with that fragrance. So, but it, especially in another video, I can go into more detail about Armaf's Untold, which is another fragrance that I fell in love with, which is inspired by BR 540. But this one was really good. I don't reach for this much. I need to revisit this along with Amber and Leather to really give a proper, I don't want to say a description of this. Like, when I wear this, I do get the BR 540 essence, but it's not one that I reach for. It doesn't smell bad. The price on this is really, it's really fair, I want to say. I think in most cases you can get this for sub $30, which is not bad. It's not bad for a fragrance. It's a nice fragrance. I think it's a safe fragrance. I don't look at this fragrance as being something that is overly specific to an occasion. In fact, I would say all these fragrances are relatively versatile, with the exception of the rare carbon amber leather. I mean, leather-based fragrances can sometimes be, to me and to my nose, they can be a bit, what's the word, guys, that I'm looking for? It can be a bit, I don't know, not as versatile. I'll just say that, not as versatile as some of the other ones, like Club de Nuit, Intense Man, along with Afnan's 9 p.m. Like, those are pretty versatile, where you can wear them in different arenas. They're on the playful side, right? I would certainly say Club de Nuit is probably the most versatile out of the bunch, where you can wear that at a board meeting, but you can also wear that to church or to a wedding. And you can wear that in multiple seasons. I would dare I say all seasons. And this one kind of falls in that category where you can wear this pretty much all year round. I don't look at this as being something that would do particularly well in the high heat, but that's just my opinion. All of this is my opinion. Fragrances is all subjective, right? But yeah, guys, so that's pretty much going to be it. Look, I'm right at the 25-minute mark, so I'm proud of myself for getting through these 5 or so fragrances here. But again, let me know in the comments how you guys would feel about me going through my fragrance journey. This is my very, very first haul, if you will, of fragrances. And so I just wanted to kind of give you guys the lay of the land of where did Freddie P start? Where did he begin his journey? And how did he get into fragrances? And so it all started with the Sephora sampler set for me that I really got into this. And so as I like to end most of my videos to give you guys some encouragement. Listen, it's the new year, guys. It's 2026. I don't want to call it the new year, new me. I'm not really into the resolutions, things of that nature. But I just want to encourage you guys, as I've said in previous videos, write the vision, make it plain, have it to be smart, and have it to be something that's targeted. You know, for me, my wife and my household, you know, we've been really thinking about what the theme of this year would be. We're still in January. Really, the theme should have been established last month or you know, November timeframe. But listen, fun fact about me and my life as it stands right now. My wife and I brought in our fourth baby girl, and another fun fact: our girls' names begin with, well, I want to say their alphabet names, A, B, C, and our fourth baby girl's name starts with a D. And so just a fun fact about me there. But if we have any more children, you guessed it, it's going to be EF, you know. So, but nevertheless, just little fun that my wife and I have. But I just want to encourage you guys just to write the vision, make it plain. As I've said in most other videos, continue to give yourself grace, and know that you don't have to put on a mask. As putting on a mask is such a conflicting thing, right? Because sometimes it's necessary, depending on the arena that you're in, to wear a certain mask. And especially when you're in the workplace, they talk about bringing your authentic self to work. I don't believe in that, because not everybody can handle your humanity 100%. I've seen it where folks bring in their true self to work and it doesn't work out for them in the long run. From a professional standpoint, there's nothing wrong, to each his own. But I think in life, you know, I really believe that, you know, and I say this to my wife all the time, real ones always know. And this can apply to work. This can apply to life as a whole. Real ones those are the ones that really know you, know the true essence of you. Real ones will always know when you're putting up a mask and when you're putting up, as some people would say from my way of life, putting on a front, right? Putting up walls to try to distract others and to protect yourself, protect your heart, protect your mind ultimately. But I think, you know, for 2026, let's really think about how we can ultimately be more true to ourselves. Because, guys, we only have one life. We only have one life. And to continue to put on masks and walls for what? For the purpose of not getting hurt, for the purpose of not getting rejected. You know, life is, you know, the things that we think are going to last a lifetime don't, and the things that we think don't last a lifetime, or the thing that we don't think is going to only last a moment, lasts a lifetime, right? So the momentary or the short season of rejection, we think that's going to last forever, but then in 3 months, 6 months, it's already gone. We don't even think about it as much. And for some people they do. And again, to each his own. But again, I think for 2026, I think we should really think about how we can bring our fullest selves to this life that we have. Just with the idea of leaving it all on the table. And this is an encouragement more so for myself than it is for you. As I'm continuing to encourage myself as I am seeking to encourage you all, right? And so that's what I would say. Write the vision, make it plain. Let's show up by breaking down some of the walls that we have and bringing our truest selves to this life, because we only have one. Now that doesn't apply to every aspect of life, like I talked about professionally, but you know where you can apply that principle to. And I believe that we should, because everybody, I don't want to say everybody deserves, right? It's not about who deserves and who doesn't deserve, but we are all beautiful in our own ways. We all bring something to this life that no one else can bring. Personality, our laughter, our truest selves, and whatever that means to each of you, whatever that means to me. So, I'm hoping that's encouraging for you all. Really, I want to really spread love, spread positivity. There's enough negativity and enough channels that you can go on to seek out negativity, but not here. Positive energy, positive vibes, as some people would say. So I really appreciate everybody. If you stuck on this long for this video, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Also, I appreciate my new 65 subscribers that have chosen to rock with me, so to speak. And I'm appreciative for that. I don't take that for granted. I'm going to continue to do my best to put out good quality content for you all. And hopefully you guys can hear a certain quality of sound versus other videos as I have a new audio system that I'm working with versus times past. Hopefully it's better. Let me know in the comments. Is my audio better? Is it better than what it was in 2025? Hopefully so. As I'm striving to do a little bit better. So listen, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for again stopping by. Leave a comment, leave a like, share with a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend that Freddie P it has a YouTube channel, and he's just spreading love about fragrances that he loves. All right. In the meantime, between time, be blessed. It's Freddie P. I'm out.